O hidden life, vibrant in every atom. O hidden light, shining in every creature. O hidden love, embracing all in oneness. May all who feel themselves as one with Thee know they are therefore one with every other.
Hello and welcome everyone to PragyaCSstudio. We are grateful to everyone for supporting this cause of taking understanding of Theosophy to as many people as possible. And it is in this regard we have started a new series, BMTS, means Busting the Myths with Theosophical Studies. If you like this video, kindly share with others and subscribe to our channel PragyaCSstudio to get information about new videos on theosophical subjects. The myth or belief for today is a very common belief in not only one of the religions but almost all the religions and cultures and traditions around the world, that a human being can reborn or reincarnate as an animal due to his or her bad karma in the present life. This implies that a soul can reborn, or at least people believe that, in an animal form after being born in the human form. Generally, this logic or this belief is used to prevent people, especially children, I would say, or with children mentality, from doing something wrong. But how far is this correct? It cannot be said. So let us try to explore this subject with an open mind, taking the help of Brahmavidya or Theosophy, and try to understand our beliefs, religion, tradition in the light of Theosophy to become a better follower of the religion, to become a better Hindu, to become a better Christian or a Muslim or a Sikh or any other religion. Based upon the theosophical studies and logic, we have the following understanding that this world or manifestation, first of all, is not just a coincidence or just without any cause and effect relationship. This world is not just a congregation of atoms in space and time. Instead, there is an intelligence guiding it, and it has a plan which is called divine plan, and the divine plan is evolution. And evolution means moving forward or upwards in relative terms and not backwards and downwards. How I don't think any of us would believe that evolution or progress means going backwards. And we have been traveling through mineral, plant, animal kingdoms, and now in human kingdom. So it is quite illogical to go back to the milestone that we have already passed in our journey. And this fact is very well established that we have gone through all these stages of evolution by the evolution of fetus in a mother's womb. It passes through all the earlier stages of evolution. So once becoming a human being, it is not logical as per divine plan to go back to the animal kingdom, because we all have this intuition more or less that divinity is compassion, love, and law. And natural law cannot be superseded or escaped or bypassed even by the divinity itself, because the moment it happens, it ceases to be divinity. That is why it is called law is God or God is law. The second point is about the causal body and the group soul. Apart from the visible difference that we can see between animals and humans, one definitive technical advancement that takes place from animal stage to human stage is the formation of causal body, which is called Karana Sharira in Hindu religion or in other disciplines also, which becomes the reservoir of all our individual karmas. In animal kingdom, the same work is performed by the group soul. And to some extent, it is due to this group soul that the morphic resonance concept of Mr. Rupert Sheldrake can be explained, that how, when some changes in habits occur in a particular species of animals on one continent, the same habits also begin to show in the same species of animals in some other continent, although they have never met physically. So, how this transference of habits, instincts is performed is very well explained by this concept of group soul in Theosophy. As you can see in the image, how the minerals, vegetables, and animal kingdoms, they all have group soul. And once we become human stage of evolution, there is a formation of a specific body called Karan Sharira, the link of divinity with animality in humans. For example, once a student reaches high school after regular studies, even if he or she fails the high school exam, that student remains in that class and not demoted to lower standards, which would be very illogical because he's not going to learn something more. The class in which he has failed, he has to stay in that class to learn more to go forward. And even if there are some disciplinary actions against the student may be expelled from the school. But demoting to a lower standard will not serve any purpose in the growth of the student in that case, or in the evolution of the soul in life, because we all are students in the school of life. The third aspect to look at this subject is, normally it is believed that due to some bad karma one has to take birth as an animal to feel the suffering. So a natural question arises, that who experiences the suffering in us? And with a little bit of thought and introspection, we understand that the experience of suffering as well as pleasure is more a function of our mind and not the body, which is why a person would really feel the suffering of one's own karma in taking birth as a human again and feeling that limitation, feeling that sorrow with a lot more intensity than as an animal who has a mind with limited capacity but not with complex functions. It will feel the pain on the body, but not as much as suffering or psychological suffering that a human being generates by the use of the power of the mind. And we all know stress is one of such effects of this century, that the whole cause behind the stress is our inability to deal with the situations. That is a function of the mind, because physically nothing is happening, but at the mental and psychological and emotional level, based upon the thinking, person creates stress and suffering for oneself. So putting a soul into animal body will not have this effect. In fact, one has to come as a human being to suffer for one's own karma or to enjoy pleasure for his or her good karma. But yes, the consciousness may pass again through other kingdoms, mineral, vegetable, or animal kingdoms, when there is a shift in the evolution process from one level to another level, which if we talk in theosophical terms, we can say when the evolution is shifted from one chain of globes to another chain of globes, then again that consciousness has to go through all these kingdoms. Why? Not because of some bad karma, but to acclimatize itself, to adapt itself with the matter of the new chain. For example, suppose if I have completed my education in English language, I have got the highest degree in English language. Now, wherever I go in the world, that knowledge is with me. Nobody can challenge that knowledge. In English, I have got my highest degree. So wherever I go, I am comfortable. But suppose I go in a place where English is not spoken. I have to learn the local language. So where will I start from? I have to start from the very basics, and therefore I have to go through all the process again to learn the new language. Similarly, when the evolution is shifted from one chain to another chain, our consciousness has to go through all those kingdoms so that we have some kind of adaptation to that matter, so that there is possibility of sympathy with that matter of the chain. Another reason for this kind of belief that has crept in the religions and scriptures is allegories and symbolism. And the confusion arises due to the mentioning of stories in scriptures and traditions about how a human being took birth as an animal due to bad karma or due to attachment with the animals. But such instances are most of the time allegorical in nature and to be studied with care and intuition and logic. And the reason for this is upon the death of a person, when the physical body is destroyed by whatever means, the atoms that become free, they follow the law of attraction and are attracted towards the bodies with atoms who have similar vibrations. It's very simple law that oil goes with oil, water goes with water, oil and water never mix together. So whatever vibrations that person has imbibed in his atoms through living his life, now those atoms are habituated with those vibrations. So once they become free from this body of this person who has died, they will be attracted towards those forms or bodies which have similar tendencies. So if a person has led a life of animalistic approach or nature, the atoms will be attracted towards the animals with similar tendencies, and hence in a way the person is reborn as an animal, not literally reborn as an animal, which is sometimes also called resurrection of atoms. The second thing is, upon the death of the person, after the physical body is destroyed, the astral body or the desire element or the karmic element of the entity on the astral plane or Bhuvarlok takes form and gets attracted towards the similar vibrations, be it humans or animals, as it has created while being alive on the physical plane. Or if the person has formed a strong link of attachment to a particular type of animal by vicious appetites, not due to love or compassion. And it is in this way that the person takes birth as an animal just by taking the form on the astral plane, but not in the real sense of the term, that taking birth in the physical body as an animal. And this creates the whole procedure, although this is happening on astral plane, it creates obstacles in the further journey of the soul. So with the above discussion, it is highly improbable that the consciousness or soul moves backwards in evolution, although the exceptions may exist about which we do not know yet, but they only indicate that there is a general rule about this process and it is not a matter of coincidence. Such beliefs or statements or stories, allegories might have crept in the religions and scriptures to some extent to control the actions and behaviors of people in the society. But I think we have grown to quite a degree to understand what is the right thing to do. And the right thing to be done is to be done because it is right, not out of fear of the consequences or for the desire for a reward. And thank you for watching this video. If you like it, kindly share it and subscribe the channel PragyaCSstudio for more such videos for busting the myths with Theosophical studies. If you have any queries or want to see a video on a particular subject, kindly email us on PragyaCSstudio@gmail.com or WhatsApp us on 88409 26268. Best wishes and regards.